Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL One Battlefield 4 Winter Cup number 5. Sorry for the delay. Yet again, we've had some epic matches tonight. It's just somehow happened that we picked the quicker ones, and then the long ones have been happening while we've sort of been waiting for it to sort of happen. I don't even know what I'm saying here. We've had an hour off, so that could be toughy. But we're jumping into our close to. It was a long time, man. Let's be real. Anyway, semi-final. It's going to be Leisure versus Epsilon.
Yeah. All right. Well, the picks have already gotten underway with the actual maps. We have Dawnbreaker, Parasol Storm, Operation Locker. I think there's nothing better to do than just get the actual gameplay on the screen for you guys at home, so we get this one underway between these two great teams.
Well, I'm hyped for this one. Leisure, it took a long way for them to finish their game. I think it was against Revo Esport, actually, which was, I don't know, man. I'm seeing more and more impressive stuff from them now as time goes on. So they did well, but obviously not well enough, and it is kind of not quite the top 4 we expect, actually, because Natus Fungus did take out Infamous, I think, in their games. I don't know, EGZ, sorry. So they're in their own semi, which is a shame we can't see them, but we did want to go for this one, of course, Epsilon, the first time we've seen them tonight. We expect them to be strong, and we're into this one now, of course. It is, of course, Dawnbreaker. And we should be ready to go. Yes, we are. I'm going to roll out with Hexus now as we start to kick things off.
Damn, no recon classes, no support classes,
Boring,
nothing
right?
like that. Yeah, jeez, come on, guys, get with it. So yeah, Dawnbreaker expecting a very long standoff, even though it is Epsilon here. The team who's won pretty much every single cup. Actually, in fact, has won every single cup so far here out of the 5. But it's still Dawnbreaker. It's still a relatively slower map. It takes a little bit of extra time to actually get things going since you want to hold on to the beginning. But Leisure, they've actually gotten very aggressive on that southeast side, pushing 3 people through. Hete looking to connect a couple of shots here, but they've gained that control. Make's actually flanked around behind them in the meantime, and it's going to be a little bit of a bloodbath here.
I'd be interested to see how this sort of develops now as well. Epsilon actually haven't managed to kill anyone. They've been playing it fairly slow and yet to really hit the scoreboard. And Horek now, obviously he was a superstar last week, playing out of his mind on pretty much every map, not excluding Zavod, of course, as we normally expect. He was very big, but tonight, so far, it's been a bit of a slower start here by Epsilon. They're actually sitting back on it a little bit. We do have Jika up here where he always goes. He always goes up here and holds his position. Has to be a little bit passive at the moment now, as the rest of his team aren't really pushed up with him. And here's Hexus as well. A lot of room being given to Leisure.
Surprised they haven't actually picked up the bomb to move it across the map just yet. And they do have the A site potentially open if they can't just kill Hexus off. Banshee looking off towards, I think that's Jika off towards the grassy knoll, if I'm not mistaken. But not able to connect the shots. Still a very slow pace. We're already, 2 minutes into this actual half, and there hasn't really been any presence of the bomb at all. Neither team's really gone for the pickup just yet. And she should be able to connect the shots, so it does get the assist, though. Not the actual kill, but Epsilon not looking necessarily as strong as we maybe expected them to coming into this match.
I think they're getting kind of shut down, actually, to be honest. Look at this. Look how deep Hete is as well. I mean, the bomb's so far away, it's going to reset soon, so there's not much you can do, but they seem a little bit off, at least in the beginning stages here as well. I mean, Leisure are a team that can pressure them, there's no doubt about it. And kill-wise, they're doing fairly well for themselves here, but Epsilon not really seeming to bite back that much here. We have to see what Maya can produce for us on the flank. He does manage to take down Johannes. He's using the M16 as well. Interesting gun. We don't really see that often at all. And well, obviously, as you said, he can make those longer range shots a lot easier than if he was using an AEK. He's on the bridge, looking over towards the grassy knoll here as well, tapping away. But Epsilon now starting to move up a bit more as well. Starting to just get the better, but it's been a very slow start for them, no doubt about it.
Yeah, slow start, but here we go. This is finally them on the move. There's only 2 men to defend against. It's Hete and Johannes, and they do have the opportunity to actually take the bomb towards A or towards B. They've marked it out towards the A site, but Mank's actually going in a different direction here. He's got only 1 person to really back him up with as well, and he's up against 3 men. It's going to be very dangerous, very difficult for him to pull this off. He might as well just head back towards the actual AEM comm if he wants to have a successful plan go off. But it's bought time. The rest of his team, the 3 men towards the northwest side, have actually pushed up and got a little bit aggressive. Meantime, you're actually seeing Momo here inside the parking garage, looking for a different angle to actually approach this bomb to stop it from getting in towards one of these 2 sites.
Well, Epsilon haven't been punished for their positioning here at all, really. With only 2 Leisure players left, it's going to be a plant. And Momo can't really do much there either. So that's not good at all for Leisure to really let themselves be shoved over so easily here. You can see now Johannes and Hete are together. They can get their way into the building via the tunnel. It's mirrored on the other side of the map, of course, from the parking garage.
But look at this. I was going to say that we had Jika actually pushed up in that position that you always see a lot of NG kits use to just lob grenades, lob RPGs, laws as much as they can towards that B area to just completely shut it down from ever being defused. But that's some good kills come in. Make will fall. They still have Hunter here alive, who's just been such a big fragger for them the entirety of the season, even in the past. Mac known with some other teams. They still have a man on the side. There's actually a man trying to go for the defuse, and now there's no one here to stop him from pulling this one. If Hexus, he's going to come around the side in time, but he's just going to sit back. He's just going to wait. And this will be a successful defuse coming through.
Yeah, they get it done there. Epsilon just falling at the last hurdle. Of course, his last 10 seconds came up, and they couldn't finish the job. So, honestly, I was surprised that they got into Leisure territory so easily, but now at least they can make a break for it. Still 2 players for Epsilon caught back here. Mayak will drop. And it's just Hexus now who's at least able to trade into that one. Only 3-player Leisure. Yeah, I mean, Hunter's back here as well. So they're going to split the spawns. I mean, if they can... Wow, they have decimated Leisure back here as well, which means that these guys in the middle have no backup. These guys can continue to frag into the respawners. If Leisure ever spawn onto these players right now, this could go really badly. A 2-prong assault towards them in the middle of the map could prove deadly.
Well, the thing is, when you see these back spawns come in, which Epsilon did invest quite a few people into, it just leaves you very susceptible to being completely pushed in one direction if you're on the other team. Like, if you're Leisure, you just push straight to the other side of Epsilon, you kill off the men there, you get a plant down, then you know exactly where they're coming from behind you. And yet, Epsilon have just thrown a span in the works. They're able to clean them up. There's only one man left who will fall in just a few seconds to Meg or to his teammate Hunter. And they've just gotten the control yet again. Oh,
Hexus was in a good spot there to mess things up a bit, but Johannes is going to get the spawn on long, but the bomb is moving. He's slowly heading over, probably towards A this time if Epsilon can set up on this side of the street. It's super hard to defend if you're actually established in these buildings here. That's what Jiko, I guess, was trying to kind of do when they had the bomb down towards C. Didn't really work out, but the idea was there at least. And here's Horek. Often the man can be called on to really just do a lot of work here. Epsilon using him as a spearhead, as a front line. He's looking for a target right now. And a lot of Leisure are really showing their heads. Hetty had a crack at it then. He will have another one as well through the smoke as he tries to spray through. That ACE won't be connecting. The bomb is taking a sweet time here, but this is Hunter being set up as well. In this little trench, he knows that people can come from the right down there in that little corridor. There's a double spot on towards 3 Leisure players are there. So that's a lot of information being given over now to Epsilon. They know if they move forward here, they do have those players in the trenches. There's no need for Leisure to actually push up. Actually, Banshee's going to be on the sniper rifle, which we can check out in just a few seconds. But there's no need for them to actually push up against this, because they know the bomb's going towards A. Just sit back, wait for him to go for the plant, then just spray through this one completely. But looks like he'll be able to successfully get it down somehow. Banshee, not really in the greatest position. Oh! It's the no-scope on a Jiko, who does a backflip. But now they got to go on the attack here. They got to get this diffuse off. They've done it before. That was over towards B just prior. But Horik, again, in this position that can cover so well with grenades and cover with RPGs and cover with just about anything. Yeah, that's the issue. Epsilon have so much control over the bomb site now as well. They can work out from this building. Look at this Hunter. Well, he's not really a known giver of cares. There is Felix will at least get an 8 on there. Jastrohan is left now. And, well, he's clearly not in a good position to do anything here at all. I mean, yeah, no. He's screwed. So that'll be an MCOM detonation here with 3 minutes left in the half, and Epsilon finally managed to muscle their way through. And with Epsilon and Leisure games that we do see, yeah, it's not exactly a domination, but usually Epsilon are coming out on top. Leisure kind of always seem to default back to a game style that Epsilon can sort of exploit here, or just go head to head. And you can see here on the kills, Epsilon better aimers, better fraggers, and it now translates in towards that first MCOM going up in flames. And we just keep in mind that Epsilon are now basically considered the best team in Europe in Battlefield with Fnatic, even though they didn't really do too well this season, but with Fnatic no longer in the mix, they're now the best Battlefield team in Europe. And Penta has an opportunity to maybe upset them if they can both make their ways into the actual finals. But look at this, the bomb is moving across the map yet again, heading over towards that AM com, but being shut down, being pressured back as the bomb now will be dropped. I think Horik might have been the one to actually get the kill on that. And they're keeping Leisure back. They have the 1-0 MCOM lead. They're looking for that second one, obviously. They still have 2 minutes left to do it, so it's definitely a possibility. But Momo's trying to distract as well as he can here on that backside. But he'll be taken down immediately as he pokes his head up. Yeah, he's going to go there. Felix at least moving forward there. The bomb has been sort of picked up. But Epsilon have control right now. There's no entry point. There's no defined path here for Leisure. They have to create one of their own, and that's going to require them to use the sides, flank out a bit, and actually get some kills in towards that A site. Now, Mike is going to try and deny them that opportunity by actually pushing towards a bomb carrier. And this is an aggressive maneuver. It may work, but he's got to be quick about it. Felix will drop. He at least goes down for it, of course. Leisure have a strong second line on that bridge. But Hetty actually managed to get through Hunter, I think it might have been up on the hill. So there you go. Another step forward, taking some more ground. Bomb is in the hands again, still of Ledger. Here's Banshee coming forward. So, yeah, they're getting there. But here's Epsilon responding as well. It's a counter push here.
Well, they're slinging across the map, but it's taken a lot of time to get to this position. There's only a minute left on the clock. That was a little bit of a mess up here out of Horik there, but the bomb will be dropped again. Looks like the Law was able to connect out of Mayek. And again, they're just keeping this bomb from getting down. They could be more than happy just coming out of this half with a 1-0 lead. But I still think they have time to get this bomb and get it across the map if they can just get the kills that they need.
Heady's going to try and run down now and get the bomb planter real quickly. I think the original planter was taken out. It's 4v4, so it's doable, but he may opt to just maybe even choose a different bomb site. Depends how Epsilon is set up here. They're very much towards his side, so I still think this is the safest plant. Hetty can actually fit in the corner there. Opts not to. There's... Felix killed Banshee. Brilliant. Well, that's still a squad wipe for Epsilon, so not too bad at all. The Leisure have got it done, and, well, Epsilon have to be incredibly decisive in the next 10 to 15 seconds and turn this one around. Otherwise, it's going to be 1-1.
You can see Leisure, they pushed up as well. Like, they're not giving a position or a chance for Epsilon to get back to this bomb cleanly. They're going to have to fight back through multiple enemies and almost at the same time with the way they're positioned over towards this direction, which they've caught off the entirety of Epsilon. All 5 men are here coming from the same spot. A couple of grenades can completely shut them down, and yet Leisure, they're falling one by one. Epsilon are overpowering them, but do they have the time to get to the bomb?
Well, they might. It depends really where the rest of Ledger are. If they can shut them down, Epsilon have to get to the bomb now. I don't think they have time.
All right. So that will tie things up at 1 apiece at the end of our first half.
I don't know. You know, the other week we were watching Fnatic, and I said this was at the start of when we really started to have some concerns about Fnatic's play. And I'm sitting there thinking, they're a bit off tonight, you know. It's some things just don't seem to be working out.
All right.
And then it got progressively worse over the coming weeks as well, to the point where they're almost getting beaten by teams in, you know, the quarterfinals and stuff like that as well. And I realized, I'm like, well, okay, they've actually they've just lost it. They've lost, I guess, the spark that they used to have. Now, Epsilon, I'm not saying they're looking like that as well, but that was pretty average from them. Pretty damn average. To get squad wiped at such a crucial moment, it's not good.
They're playing on the harder side, at least, I'd say. But I think for Fnatic's case, the fact that they didn't even play during the entire offseason, to me, showed that they just didn't really have the drive anymore for Battlefield.
They also didn't play in the on-season, except the cups, and sometimes go for Battlefield 4s. So, but that was their decision, I guess. They knew it. Like, they didn't train. So,
yeah. And Epsilon now, it's like, even if they do win something, it's going to be just like an asterisk next to it. It's like, yeah, well, Fnatic wasn't there. You know, they always want to be the top team, and they didn't want to be the top team because the other team quit. They wanted to be the top team because they earned it. They deserved it, right?
Well, I think it's pretty BM of Fnatic denying the opportunity. Like, they're not even going to be at the finals, even though they've already qualified like for an easy group stage, like cruise through. Denying Epsilon their opportunity to take the crown.
Well, I mean, you can look at it that way. Also, that Epsilon now has like a almost guaranteed chance to get like second place, which is a lot of extra money in their pockets.
If I was Epsilon, I'd want to beat Too Easy and the rest of Fnatic in the final at LAN. But the thing is, like, Fnatic are so much better at LAN as well. Like, everything changes. Epsilon are... I reckon Epsilon are the most consistent in their play compared, like, between LAN and online. So, that's a good sign if you're performing really, really well in the online. But in the last few seasons, they haven't been that top team. And Fnatic just go, like... They just turn it up to 10 when it comes to LAN. But, I mean, you know, we're talking about something that is never actually going to happen, which is a shame.
Well, let's just hope Dexterity stays together, because if they disband, then it's like, well, crap. There goes, like, the top 2 teams in the world.
Well, yeah.
And Epsilon will definitely have an asterisk next to their name.
An Aussie team might actually get to the finals.
I don't think an Aussie team will ever get out of the group stage.
Let's go, boys!
I don't think they'll ever get out of the group stage.
Yeah, well,
especially with Cryptic playing. Actually, should be nice to me. He made me something.
Nathan's pretty good. But here's the thing, right? We never got to see Valzo and a few of the other guys as well. Valzo, forever too young to play in an ESL One Battlefield 4, so maybe next season. But he's such a sick player. There are some really good Aussie players that are too young to come. So that's why we always have like mixed teams, or like our team has like 2 subs, like Legionnaires Spring. Just
That's interesting to make. 2-3 smokes come in to get some control of this bridge right away towards the southeast side, and it looks like they might want to rush past it. Hunter, he will fall. Meg will be spotted out and will be forced to fall back as well. And it looks like Leisure have read into the push out of Epsilon pretty well. They put 3 men towards the southeast side up against the 4 men out of Epsilon, and they took them all out.
Well, Epsilon got to be careful. As we were saying before, they're the team to beat now. Teams are going to be watching their games. They're going to be trying to counter-strat them, exactly what Epsilon did to Fnatic. I remember the decimation last week against them on Siege of Shanghai. They wrecked them so hard because they read so deeply into what Fnatic did on that map. So Epsilon now can fall foul of that themselves. Mayak is pulling back just as tool reinforcements come through with the bomb, giving a little bit of room up to Leisure here. You don't want to let these guys get out too far ahead, you know? Once they start to build up ahead of steam, you might find yourself on the receiving end of an upset.
I was thinking that Make actually wanted to force a respawn of the bomb, but it looks like with the 2 kills that they got from Leisure pushing up, and it makes more than happy to actually take that bomb and push it back across the map. He's got Hunter there off to his side to help him out. He's got Momo in the way. He's got Felix over towards the grassy knoll. And again, Epsilon, actually with 2 big kills coming in there on towards the southeast side, it actually might force the bomb to rotate down towards that direction. Meg's already heading down in that position, and with another kill coming on to Banshee, and that's a full wipe towards the south side. They have a C or B site easy down to be planted. Fakes the last man alive, and if he falls here, they're going to be in such a tough position.
Well, he didn't fall, but he didn't really do much, I guess, to slow Epsilon up. But they've still committed 2 players to this.
But Make has no backup. He has no backup, really. The only man there is Hexus to help defend this, and he needs to get this bomb down, but unfortunately he just doesn't have the time to do it. He doesn't have the cover. He needs some teammates to get in there as well to help out, and I almost actually lost him in the bushes there if it didn't stay centered on him in the camera.
Well, here comes Horek. Might be a little bit too late, though, as Hexus is at least about to get the frag grenade kill. Problem is, Leisure's spawns are really staggered here. It's just Hetty and Momo right now, and they'll go down. That's the full squad wipe. It's got to be the plant. And Epsilon, well, no nonsense now. They're coming forward. They're getting it done, even if it is a little bit of dirty work involved.
Yeah, I think they're just a little bit more comfortable on the blue side here for this, the US side. Again, you see a little bit of side bias, and I think the side bias changes as well depending on the team. Either way, this is going to be a potential defuse coming from Leisure. They got a lot of work to do to get the actual site. It's going to be the B site, actually. So there's a couple men, Meg here in particular, pushed up towards C to actually distract as well as he can, which he's doing just that. He's not connecting the shots, but he's delaying. He's keeping 2 people here occupied, while the rest of his team just cleans up the rest of Leisure. And
they have to cross the street and make themselves so exposed. Why are you spawning in on Felix? Oh, I guess he was the only other man to spawn in on. That's a double squad wipe unless you... Well, I mean, if it wasn't sure before that they'd whether they'd be able to defuse or not, they are absolutely booked. And that is Epsilon getting yet another MCOM down. Only one in it. At least. Now is Leisure just sort of trying to regroup from that one, but spawning in here and trying to get across the road, it's just never going to work, ever. You're just going to get shut down. Horek there as well. He's just poking it out. Look, this is what Epsilon do. I like this. I like this aggressive positioning, even in like an after detonation situation. Well, Leisure can't even feel comfortable on their own side of the map.
You talked about the staggered spawns. I haven't seen Leisure have all 5 men up at the same time for a good minute and a half, and you can see here they're still not having all 5 alive. Somehow Epsilon are just picking them off one by one, and when that bomb gets picked up, it's going to make its way towards A with Epsilon in the enemy territory. Look how far they're pushed up. They don't care. They're just holding down these positions. They're stopping Leisure from actually getting 5 spawning at the same time and able to push through here. They're finally able to get 5. They're pushing towards the southeast side towards C, but the bomb is going towards A.
Oh, Jika might have to get the heck out of dodge in a second. He does get a few spots down. But yeah, Epsilon pushing forward. They're not trying to spawn trap Leisure necessarily, but they're picking off 1 or 2 at a time and keeping those spawns constantly staggered, like you pointed out. It's very smart way to do it there. Jika won't be able to get a second there. Momo at least able to pick him up, but the bomb is still going to be planted at A, and he was able to hold at bay 4 players. That's just ridiculous stuff. There's nothing really that can be done about that as well. If you're Leisure, you have to go around him or through him fast, and they weren't fast enough.
And only 2 people left alive. The last couple of spawns coming for Leisure. This could be the end of the first map. If they can't get this diffused through, Epsilon have all 5 men alive. And look at the position. Look at the overview. Look where they're just sitting around this bomb. No one has a chance to even get near. The 2 men towards... Now, the 3 men towards the highway. They just have to run as fast as they can, marathon it to get to the bomb, and still worry about clearing off the people. And I don't think they have the time. That would be Epsilon picking up the first map here.
This bridge spawn wasn't good either. Leisure have to cross a no man's land. Literally like an area of open ground to even get towards where the bomb site is. Man, take a default spawn or something like that. It's probably going to be easier at the end of the day. But that's it. And it is Epsilon to take the first map 1-0. Of course, 3-1 in MCOM detonations. And Mayak has woken up. 8-1 for the man. Not too bad from Hunter and Horek.
Only 8-1, really. Not only as in like, oh, that's all the kills he got, but as in I expected the number to be higher because of how dominating that whole half was, right?
Yeah, but it was short.
Yeah,
it
was.
We had 5 minutes of gameplay. So
it didn't feel that short, though.
Yeah, it was. Like, the second bomb plant went down at 4 minutes 35 seconds. So that was it. Very, very quick stuff from Epsilon. Yeah, it doesn't seem long because the first half was long. It was very long. But that's all right. Well, 10 minutes, I guess, is about as long as it gets. So, Jason, we're moving on to the next map. It's going to be Parasol Storm here. Now, this is Epsilon's pick. Epsilon's pick, so...
It's going to be a strong map for him, I think. I mean, well, what map isn't strong for Epsilon, except maybe... I will still say Goldmud Railway, because Fnatic just always had their way with them on it.
They picked Goldmud at the Summer Finals, actually. They picked it, and they did okay on it. I think it was one... I think Heinen Resort is not really one of the maps.
That's Penta's map.
Yeah,
that's definitely Penta's map.
It was. I don't know if it is now. I think Fnatic beat them on that last week. I'm not sure. They did play Heinen Resort, or maybe it was Revo. I'm not, either way, that's a map we don't see much of. Fnatic though will pick it.
It was like Penta's like ace in the sleeve map, because like no one could beat them on it. But then once Fnatic actually started playing the map, because they didn't expect, I guess, a lot of teams to know how to play it early on, they just were able to beat them almost consecutively. There was a couple of close games, but
there was a couple games, maybe in a final, where it was like 2-1 Fnatic's way, but Heinen was won by Penta. So, I mean, it's not really a bad idea. Like, just
that's like back when it was Maximum Pro, right?
Yeah, yep. It's like you have that pocket pick, you know what I mean, and you try and sort of make use of it. So, Parasol Storm is going to be our second map of this one. We saw it earlier tonight. Actually, it was quite a quick affair though. Quite a brief game there towards the start of the night.
Up against Rapex.
Yeah, no, they were very dominant in their games as well.
Yep. So
this one I expect to be a little bit closer. Leisure are that team. I'd say they teeter on the precipice of top tier.
Who?
I think
Leisure.
Leisure. I think that they can get there. I mean,
my view of the top tier is so skewed because of like because they're doing Battlefield since the beginning. Like, if we were to compare like the best teams we've had across every season, I wouldn't even put Leisure in like the midway of the middle tier of teams. But because so many people have retired, so many teams have split up and stuff like that. Yeah, they've come up to like the lower echelons of the top division. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
But again, like there's no Fnatic, there's no Mutual Makers, no Dignitas anymore. All those teams that have unfortunately moved on from Battlefield. But let's get underway here with our second map, Parasol Storm. On the blue side, it will be Leisure. On the red side, it will be Epsilon. Epsilon currently leading 1-0 in maps. And all they need is one more map when to get themselves through into the finals yet again for a 5th time running, and to be the only other team besides Fnatic to potentially win every single cup of an entire season.
This is a good start here by Leisure, I'm not going to lie. Johannes and I think it was Felix actually getting a couple off their own, but the response is quick.
This is going to be a very quick plan. There's only 1 man to defend toward trenches. If Epsilon get that kill, or so there's 2 men, if they respawn back in, if they get these kills, they're going to almost certainly turn this into a very fast plant and potentially a very quick MCOM.
Felix is doing that cleverly though, just sitting around the corner until he's sort of expressly required to pop out. But Hexus should be able to get a plant around the corner. That's the problem. You can't defend that, especially now Felix is being forced out of the trenches, trying to just sort of get some hit fire down. It's a 3v2 situation. The Leisure players are trying to push across, but they're not in the trench. They're in the no man's land, and they've got to, I guess, make their way across the old-fashioned way. Banshee will be the first to jump in. He's going to start defusing straight away, and in fact, he can. Looks like Epsilon have been pretty much pushed. Oh, no, they're pushing up now. I was going to say, where are they? Well, they're in the trenches, and it's just Banshee.
Yeah. And it's just Banshee, and I think he just fell as well during that. So that's going to be full squad right coming through. And this is kind of what I expected. I was saying, like, when I saw Epsilon have 3 people towards basketball court, and there's only 1 on Leisure to defend in the trenches, like, all right, well, that 1 man goes down, it's over. It's either you play aggressive for the basketball courts or you play defensive. You don't do halfway of both. You don't half-ass both things. It's going to cost you an MCOM, and now it has Epsilon already pushed up in your territory.
Yeah, and this is what Epsilon do. As I was saying before, like, stay up in your grill even after they get an MCOM detonation. They don't pull back and go for, like, the same, like, a clean slate, a fresh start. They just keep pushing forward, and Jinka, he's doing just that. It was Banshee falling straight towards his crossfires. He's going to be able to make his way around this building. So that's secured, at least for the moment, except for Momo, who is lurking, not trying to poke his head up here. And Johannes has actually got his way in towards this building, but he's spotted.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get his head plucked off his body. Momo back there, and Johannes, he's just stuck in the building. Usually buildings are safe spaces, but not when Horik's right there. And not when they have the law and all the explosives in the world to work with. And Epsilon, I mean, it's 15 kills to 11, but that doesn't really tell the true tale or a true story of how this game's been going so far. Felix, I mean, you look at this like, oh, you got a kill, that's nice. But he got a kill in his own side of the map. He's actually nowhere near the halfway point to defend.
Horik toting, appears to be ACWR, it is. He's got the bomb in hand here, but at least Leisure have had some time to respawn. They got 3 players around that site, and they're going to have to take it slow. So, Epsilon. They need to work their way up bit by bit here as well. Horik is going to be firing towards the kill. He does get the kill, but Hetty responds. Hexus now realizes Horik and Hunter are both down, and he's sort of out of position, so he can recover this one. But instead, he's going to try and spot out some players and lay some groundwork down for Epsilon to come out in the next wave. That's Mayak and Hexus doing work. Big work. Excuse me. As Johannes is forced to, well, head for the beach in the worst possible way, trying to get out of trouble.
The storm's coming in, and it's called Epsilon, as they're looking for that second MCOM plant. 2 people left alive. They might as well make their way towards the beaches at this rate because they have full control of C, and this should most certainly be a plant coming through as long as Hork has some cover. But even with the bomb, even with being known of where he is, he gets the kill, and that's going to be another bomb plant going down here into the first half of our second map here. Epsilon could close this out in a 2-0 sweep.
It could be quick here as Legend now just trying to recover from that bomb plant going down. Johannes at least is forging forward past that basketball court, trying to get a little bit of a flank on Epsilon. But Mayak, look at this. Mayak is there as well. So is another Epsilon player. They have 2 players here. They're going to be alerted to this one. It was Hexus that I missed earlier on. Mayak has to recover a little bit now. As they're going to be pressured in close range by Leisure. Felix is coming forward. He goes down to Hexus though, and nothing is working out for Leisure.
That time investment to send these 2 people all the way back here, while Epsilon still have a man left on site as well. Momo's going to fall, banshing ahead to the last 2 alive, and they're not even near the bomb to defend this. This is going to be Epsilon pulling off a 2-0 first half victory, and will now be 1 MCOM away from getting through. Oh, no. They got him. They got the kill on the man on site. Banshee, he got the kill. He's going for the defuse.
Mayak has to push in. I think he's going to be able to get the defuse done nonetheless. Oh, that was close. Mayak was the last man of squad, and he was set about here. So he wasn't really able to help out. So honestly, you talked about Leisure splitting, but it kind of worked that time.
It was too close for comfort for me at least, which is how, not necessarily lucky they got, but how close that really was. I mean, if he just felt the bomb for a split second, that would have almost certainly blown up. But now Leisure on the attack. They're not out just yet. You can't count them out. They're able to go 1 for 1 so far, at least in the first map on Dawnbreaker in that first initial half. But from there on, it's just been Epsilon all the way. Now Banshee doesn't really have much backup here, and he will go down. The bomb will be dropped, and Epsilon will be back on the charge, back on the attack again.
Yeah, this is pretty bad for Leisure, especially where they're all going down. The bomb was forging its way towards Epsilon territory, and Hetty will just try and sit around his headland. But look at this. He's going to be read into that one quite nicely, and that's Hunter.
You can't be in that position for that long and not pick up that kill when they come around the corner.
Yeah, I think like, they just checked it. I mean,
it's the time investment that you put in sitting there for that long, and then to just fail, like, it's rough. It's really rough.
It's actually like, here we go. This might sound a bit convoluted, but it's actually a time commerce thing, right? You spend time to cost your enemies time, right? So you spend time setting up in that position so you can mow down a couple and delay them and cost them time. It's actually something that we see in games quite a lot. It's like, is it worthwhile? You got flanking around. The time you spend flanking around to the amount you can delay your enemy after getting kills there as well.
But it only works, though, like, if you get the kills to, like, cause a distraction, not just to fall immediately and then be a man light on the defense. Now Leisure, we're going to have all 5 alive, going on the attack again. Hork able to get the 1-for-1 trade. Johannes able to respawn back onto him, and Epsilon are getting a little bit too aggressive. They're still 4 men alive on the backside, though, and this is going to be so damn difficult to retake, especially the positions and the aim that Hunter has. That's 2 kills in a row. Looking for the third. He's getting the tag. He gets it, and the bomb is about to blow up. There's only 1 man left alive near it. He's going to charge straight for that bomb, but he will fall, and that will be Epsilon getting the 2-0.
Oh, that was very quick. Yeah, that first half. Hexus getting the bomb down twice there. Nice work by Hunter. Obviously, he didn't have aim hacks. You could see through the smoke because the player was already spotted. But
that was
it. Was Hunter that was making the shot?
I know. I'm saying he doesn't have aim hacks.
The aim hacks.
That's what everyone claimed Mayak had. When he first started playing and he couldn't go to land, they're like, oh, he's cheating, obviously. And then he went on land and just absolutely smashed everyone.
Smacked people up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Too Easy still gets mad at him online. Says you're only good at...
Too Easy doesn't get mad. That's not him.
No, true. What am I
He's
talking about?
the most nicest person ever.
So, Hunter... I'm going to just digress very quickly. Hunter 15 and 6 after that half. That's a very, very strong performance from him in a half.
Even Felix in chat's like, Hunter.
Yeah. What a beast. That is, I mean, and you could see what he was doing as well. The few times that we flicked to him, he was always at secondary line. I mean, lurker, to use a role that's sort of been applied in other games. He was just holding key points and holding lines, and that's all you really had to do. And when you got the aim that that guy does, I mean, he's a beast. You know, he's probably one of the youngest guys on that team, but definitely one of the most talented. And Epsilon, well, they're very, very close to booking themselves a ticket in the grand final.
Yeah, but I mean, they're already into playoffs as a #1 seed. There's nothing any team can do at this rate to take that away from them, and it just comes down to, do they want to win a little bit extra, money in their pockets, and they also want to have that little bit of extra momentum coming to the group stages we'll be kicking off, or which will be kicking off in a couple of weeks' time.
That's right. It'll be interesting as well because I think that the way the format will be working as well. we will be able to see some teams cause some upsets. Well, at least I hope so. We did last time as well. We saw some interesting results that we didn't really expect to see. Some teams sort of getting the higher seeding than maybe they would have expected to, etc.
I think last time we had 2-0s every single game of group stage.
Was it every game?
Yep. I think I remember.
Yeah, it was a lot of them.
Every game was a 2-0 in group stage last season.
Well, I know. I remember that was a quick broadcast, weren't they? They were sort of in and out jobs. That's all right. It's not always a bad thing to have a fairly
Just gives us some extra time for a couple of cheeky Cokes to drink.
Cheeky Cokes after it. Yeah, that's right. Drink Coke responsibly, kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, that's good though. And sometimes, in Battlefield as well, those games can get drawn out, especially if teams are, playing a bit more defensively as well. At the top level, though, honestly, we rarely get that. We usually get really quite exciting games between these teams. They always give us something good, some good action to watch, which is great because at the start of squad obliteration, when teams were still sort of feeling.
Don't remind me of that. That was just the most frustrating thing in the world to sit here and be like, why are they playing like this? I could jump in and immediately do better just because, to be fair, we could see everything that's happening in the map, right? So we could see, how things went. But they just had no clue. Teams just had no idea how to play it. Luckily, they finally learned how to. But, I've never been so frustrated casting before.
Well, let me explain it to everyone, just interjecting on Jason's rant here. Teams were just uncertain about what they could really get away with pushing forward. It's like you need to get a feel for how long respawn times are, what is the value of a kill, how long is it going to take them to get back into the fight. So teams just played really defensively. I remember watching Infamous and stuff as well. That's one team, I think... Yeah, that's one team that used to cause some issues there as well, who played just really slow, which is ironic. It's ironic because the old French style of domination was super aggressive, FAMAS-based, getting in your face with SMGs and just tearing them off. But they changed so much when it went into squad obliteration that we just saw them take the foot off the gas in a big way. And Genius, honestly, had their moments as well.
For me, it was Maximum Pro on Dawnbreaker, where we spent an entire 10 minutes of no one getting the bomb and no one crossing the halfway point on the map.
Yeah. That was really frustrating.
The horrors.
It was just taking pot shots at each other. It's not... I don't care how long a game goes for. We don't care how long a game goes for, but it's what actually happens in it as well. If it's a long game where nothing happens... I mean, you guys can see it at home as well. It's please, let something happen. Someone please kill someone. Give me something to... give me something to sort of enjoy or to remark on or to watch. And... Well, that was a struggle times, but times have changed at least.
Leisure did have their 5th reconnect, but they lost him just as quick as he got back in, so we're taking a little bit of extra time here when we do wait, honestly. Take a little bit of a quick tour around the map, I guess.
I like to do that. For those that aren't aware, I'm always looking for different spots as well that teams could use that they never use or that we never really see them use. Obviously, this is what we get to work with here, so I'm zooming out towards the islands and they don't really count. But we rarely see much play sort of back here as well. I mean, you're only ever really going to see play inside this circle here. So a lot of this stuff is really just for cosmetic effect, I guess, because no team really goes outside of this circle here. And there's a reason for that, of course. There's no need to stray too far from the bomb or the action, which is kind of good. Confines teams in an area where they're always just sort of shooting each other and killing each other. I mean, different to Locker, for example, where you sort of the gameplay flows back and forth over the map and you have those choke points. You don't really have those choke points here on a map like Parasol Storm. So, holding angles is has a different meaning.
So... I'm trying to actually think if we have an update on the other games. Sorry, I'm just trying to see what we have coming into the finals between Natus Fungus and Penta. I'll actually ask the admins really quick. If I can talk and type at the same time, it's very difficult to do. But it would be cool to see Natus Fungus actually make their way into the grand final. I think we were talking about a little bit earlier on, the furthest that they've actually gone now in a cup this entire season. So really cool to see, some teams get some light that's normally not shed on them.
Absolutely. Honestly, Natus Fungus have been, I would say, they are not that far behind a team like Leisure, per se, in terms of where they're sort of finding their placings. A Russian team, I believe. I guess hence the parody name. But, semis, I think, is probably the furthest, but they're always in the quarters. I think they're often especially when we had 3 sort of top teams as well, you know, it was rare that you get to the semis without going up against them at least once. And if you did, well, you were one of the very few.
Well, it was like always, it was like Penta, Meteor Makers, Epsilon, Fnatic. It was like one of those big 4s.
Yep. Which
is always difficult to run into. But guys, we're about to get underway here with our second half of our second map of our third game of the night between Epsilon and Leisure. If Epsilon can pick up one MCOM, they will have closed out this semifinal and moved through into the finals for the 5th time consecutively, and will have a chance to do what only Fnatic has done before, is win 5 cups in a season, or every cup the entire season. So, Leisure, can they be one of the teams to potentially stop them?
Did Fnatic win all the cups in the spring season?
Yep.
Because last season they didn't.
Epsilon beat them once.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in spring they got all of them, yeah?
Yep, and then won.
Right. So yeah, they are obviously, that's why we sort of knew that they were so strong. So here's Epsilon playing up against, I talked about this earlier in the night actually, they're spawned from the north, come towards the south, so they come from an fairly open area towards, well, this. I mean, Leisure can actually sort of sit back here amongst these balconies and fire with them, so it can be a little bit tricky to attack that, and you can see now quite a few of them are falling. It's not uncommon to see people take engineer classes on this one, send laws over towards those balconies, just try and shake them off there, but Leisure kind of running over Epsilon in a huge way right now. It's almost a squad wipe. Horek is left, and this is going to be an early plant from Leisure.
Yeah, basically it was a squad wipe with Horek, the last of our life, who just respawned back in, and Leisure is getting a bomb down towards the A site. This is going to be a little bit difficult for Epsilon to retake, but they have men in some good positions here. It's going to come down to these beaches. Can they take them? And that will just be a slight 1-for-1 trade, but now they have no one else to split off with. They're pretty much putting all their eggs in one basket to commit for this one. And with the smokes, it's going to help out quite a bit, to be honest. You can see the nades going to be raining in to push them back out of these trenches as well. And they forced one man all the way towards the backside of it, while there's a man sitting tucked in neatly just to hold it on the actual bomb.
That smoke has been instrumental here, but it's going to take a little bit more than that for Epsilon. Smoke and mirror is fine, but you got to follow it up with some actual gunplay here as well. Here's Hexus going towards Momo. He does get the trade at the very least, but the rest of Epsilon close by. Is there an interrupt coming in? There may well be. There's someone outside here. Johannes is going to throw the nade in as well, but I think, yep, Banshee picked up Hexus there. He was trying to defuse, so that will be an MCOM detonation. Early as you like.
All right, so Leisure, we saw them do exactly what Epsilon did to them before. They get the quick early kills at the Challenger basketball court, then they push straight in towards trenches after that. And Epsilon putting, again, all their eggs in one basket, pushing all in from the beach side did not fare well for them. But now they have to be careful. Don't let Leisure get control of this map. They were able to shut down the 2 men pushed up towards B with a great teamwork out of them. And now they're able to get back towards the middle of the map with a 2-man advantage. This is going to be so difficult. Remember, they only need 1 plant to win this. Or, sorry, 1 destruction to win this and to get in the grand finals.
Let's see now. But the thing is, if Leisure obviously get one, it's going to go straight to overtime if Epsilon to have theirs. So, yeah, it's quite a slim margin, actually, when you put it that way, especially when the team already has one going into the second half. So, Bomb is on the ground. Banshee has not opted to pick it up yet. He does want to secure the area as Epsilon start to encroach upon this more building, I guess, field. Building populated? I don't know. There's buildings there as opposed to the northern side of the map. So, Epsilon have to work around those. They do see the bomb that is on the move, and that is quite quickly moving in the hands of Banshee here. With Hunter dropping down, there's no one in the middle here, and Leisure have just punched straight through.
This is very odd. I'm surprised to see Leisure just put up this much of a show here. Again, the kills aren't really that much in favor of them. It's only, actually, sorry, it is 20-9. I was looking at the individual kills. Epsilon just can't seem to frag anymore for some reason. The bomb will get planted towards B, and now they're down with only 3 men left alive to go for the retake. They have to wait for Hunter and Hexus to respawn back in. They have to get a couple of cheeky kills. They need the help of some smokes, something to give them some cover, and we might just be seen in overtime.
Yeah, it looks like that's the way things are heading right now. Myax trying to secure things up on that side, but here comes Leisure Heady. Will be pushing up. He gets one. Will he make a second? He does, and that is going to shut down Epsilon in a big way. How do you recover from this kind of decimation? Well, in short, you don't. You really don't.
Oh, they'll get the defuse, though. They have enough men alive. They did get the retake on it.
They're going to get it?
Yeah, they got the defuse.
Ooh. That was pretty lucky.
Some crazy nade comes in.
No, they got it. That was close.
Oh!
Very close.
He body blocked the law!
Well, that's, well, yeah. In a pinch, he did. That law would have interrupted the bomb being defused, and that would have actually taken things to overtime. So that's a very big play being made there by Epsilon to prevent that one happening. The bomb is actually, well, it's going to be respawning.
Yeah,
so here's a chance for Epsilon now to sort of regroup a bit. They've been getting smashed. Leisure, 13-18. Come on, Epsilon. What is going on? With such a strong first half, now they're looking like amateurs.
Yeah, they actually ran the bomb out of field of play, so it forced to respawn back. And we saw Make trying to do that on Dawnbreaker before, but he stopped once he realized that his teammates got like 3 kills. Bomb will be dropped, but it's down towards the center of the map. That's exactly where Epsilon need it. And That's at least to get it out of their own side. As you can see, again, they're not able to pick up these kills for some reason.
That's a building advantage.
Epsilon are just struggling to get the frags when it matters.
Yeah, they're actually getting smashed at the moment, which is quite interesting considering how they went the last half and indeed earlier maps. So they have to sort of find their feet here as well. They've just got to... they've been rattled a bit, I think, a little bit shaken. Not stirred. But let's see if they can recover, though. That's Felix. He's going to drop down there, and Epsilon still have the players where they need them. They're going to go for a plant yet, though, as Leisure are still prowling around the outside of those trenches, wanting to get in there. There's Hetty as well. He's going to go head-to-head, and this is actually a lot better from Epsilon now. They're starting to whittle down those numbers. It's Banshing. He's going to be trying to lure over towards that building. Won't get the kill, but at least will open things up here. Respawns are coming in. Leisure continuing to come forward. You're going to see Johannes try and get some overwatch here on the trench. Going to be a nade thrown in. A little bit too late, though. The bomb was interrupted. It wasn't planted. So Epsilon have to be very, very dicey about this one. Very careful. Hunter needs a respawn ASAP. GK better get away from that nade. And he does.
Well, I think GK even picked up a kill off the back of the Hex. Is able to get one, able to spray it down. GK has fallen, but it's bought some time. They have to be very careful as Felix and Johannes here on towards the side. All they need is just keep throwing explosives to prevent this bomb from getting put down. And the law, actually, Felix getting taken down by Banshee.
Wow, that's not good.
That is not good at all. The bomb's going to get planted. And now Epsilon have time to get these respawns back in. They have time to get positions. But Leisure, they're going to try to close this one as quick as they can. Moments, the last one alive. He's going to get taken down. And that might have just cost them everything.
That was freaking massive. Jika with 3 very quick kills. Even after Momo got the frag on towards Hexes. That was big. And Epsilon now going to tick this one down. Just try and set up here. As you can see, Leisure still trying to force them in from the southern entry of this trench. Let's see what they can do, though. It's not a huge Epsilon presence inside the trench, more so outside of it. So they can't really see inside so easily. But there's Jika as well. Jika's going massive so far. Momo's able to shut him down for the moment there, but he does have another 1v1 that he does need to take. Can he win it as well? This is a great spot as well. Up in this sniper tower, they get a lot of cover over, and that'll be it. That's Leisure, of course, falling just at the last hurdle. They had a chance to take things to overtime, but Epsilon pulled their socks up, and they got it done, even after a little bit of berating from yours truly. That will be the end of that one. 2-0 to Epsilon, 2-1 in MCOMs, or 3-1. And they're going to be in the grand final.
It's definitely a little bit too close for comfort for them, I think. They were not really happy with the performance that they pulled off there. The game just got down way too close with the way Leisure just kind of stepped up out of nowhere. At the start of that half, they just kind of shot out, completely took control of the basketball courts, then took control of the trench. And Epsilon just were flustered. They had no idea how to get back into that. But once they slowed the pace down, once they got the reset on the bomb, they had a second to breathe, a second to really think things over, and actually get a game plan formulated.
Well, it was very impressive, at least, that Leisure could push Epsilon so far. It definitely looked like it was going to be close, ladies and gentlemen, but we have at least one of our finalists here. Of course, we await the result of the other semi-final, and hopefully that will be rather quick, but in the meantime, we're going to go to a break. And when we come back, it's going to be Epsilon in the grand final against Question Mark. We'll see you soon.